This door doesn't have a knob, and this asset is completely pitch black. Welcome to Left 4 Dead 2. Today we are going to be talking about the campaigns from Dead Center all the way to Coldstream. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding all the odd stuff that is littered around these maps and just see like what kind of cool stuff or just flat out strange stuff that we'll be able to find in the game. It's like a scavenger hunt, and I really do love scavenger hunts, and at the end of this video, I'm going to be putting up my top 5 finds in the game, and see what number 1 is, and whatnot, because I want to do something different, okay? Let's get right into it. So I did show this in the intro about the doorknobs just missing. I couldn't really think of a reason why. They could have just had the doorknobs there and just say, oh, it's locked, no one can get in, or anything like that. I'm not too sure. I don't know why they decided to do that. So I usually play through a campaign once just to like see if I can find anything extra when it comes down to looking through these. And when I was going through the elevator, actually, just around over here, it was saying there were 8 floors here. So I decided to go out here and actually count to see how much we have. And as far as I know, there's like 5 windows here, which indicates like 5 floors. And I was going to be generous and just say, yeah, there's a floor down here. And then we got the ground floor. And I wasn't too sure there was like another floor just around here. I highly doubt it, especially with this room right here. So I also don't know if there's an elevator like up on the roof. It doesn't really look like it. So the 8th button was not really needed if that was the case. So technically for this hotel, there's 7 floors. I'm not too sure. I'm probably missing something that I'm not really aware of, but it looks like to me that they just miscounted when it comes down to making this map. But that's okay. We all miscount. I've also realized something in this elevator, actually. So you can tell right at this point in time that the elevator does have a control panel or a button panel for whatever floor you want to get to. But when you go in this elevator, however, there is no panel whatsoever. So yeah, I guess this elevator is just a dud. This elevator is not going to be able to work without some sort of control. I really do love in the distance, there is 2 vending machines and going all the way down here. And when you get there, there's nothing else. There's, you got those doors, but it's just, there's no other decor here. It's just these 2 vending machines. Sometimes I really do love how video games try to decorate stuff that the players cannot reach. Sometimes they don't even try, and other times they do try. But it's just really interesting how and what the game developers are going to actually put in. So this segment is actually the lobby, and I'm looking at this, and there's like no chairs, no computers. It's just 2 telephones, and that is it. So there's actually one thing I want to show you, and it was like all the way over here. There's actually 2 things, and it's going to be this utility pole. Now, mind you, you can actually just walk in here normally. So let me just go back to no clip, and let me just show you. You can actually straight up just look at this and be like, oh yes, there's a utility pole right there. But that's about it. If memory serves me right, when it comes down to utility poles, it's like they should probably end into a building, like this wire going into here, which I have no idea where this is going. And also, I love how this is just a blocky, just block. But in any case, yeah, it should be ending something off like this, or at the very least have wires just hang off to the side this way. I just realized something. This tree is on concrete, I believe. It looks like it's on concrete. This tree is absolutely just growing on concrete. When it comes down to games that actually use the source engine, if you're seeing the outbounds area like this, with the highways, and there's going to be some other outbounds area, it's just really strange. It's like, honestly, I get a feeling that there should be more signs here than anything. But then again, it's just like, it's outbound. No one's really going to see this. That car is like just tilted on its own. Like, look. It's just tilted. There's nothing actually holding it that way. It's just balancing itself, I guess. Hi, buddy. Do you disappear when you shoot that? Okay, he's gone. Oh yeah, there's this one thing over here I realized, actually. It's like, there's just a van here. I don't know, it's such a weird design choice, because it's thing is, you can't even see it, too. That's the thing. So for some reason, when it comes down to restrooms, it makes you take this actual utility tunnel, or not a utility tunnel, but like a place for employees only. It kind of looks like it. They're saying restrooms, and it's just like you gotta go down this long hallway, and then you go to either the ladies or the men's room. It's like, oh, you want to go to the bathroom? Okay, walk down this long hallway. Have fun.
I'm probably gonna die.
Why is this glowing? Why is this?
Let's get some gas.
Oh, okay. I guess that also starts the oh, whatchamacallit? I forgot the rescue sequence. It might be like a failsafe in case like if you the player kind of just jumped off and you actually survived, you can go over here and actually start it from here. I really love how Liberty Mall is just so undecorative. You know, you got your little window arc here, and you know it's kind of blocky, feels like it was built in Minecraft. And when you're driving out with the car, you go right into the bushes. I'm trying to like decipher what this sign says. It's so faded. You know, it says Jones and Son. I know that part, but I don't know what the other stuff says because I look in this and I was thinking, oh, you know, the apartment complex is being built or renovated or something of the sort. And that's all I can think of, but I just don't know what the sign is. It makes me think that this place was owned by someone else and they sold the building to some contractor, and the contractor is changing it into to a apartment complex. I really do like the lone light when it comes down to buildings. There's just one little light and the rest are just darkened out. I can actually speculate that there is some sort of shut-in. Some guy just completely just on his computer. This guy, he's probably there's probably a guy surviving in there, and he has all the food, all the water, and he is just waiting this out. So there's just like this blocked off path here, not path, but like more of a, how should I say, just closed off section, and there's no way out. You would think there'd be like a door here, but there's not a door. And the thing is, you can stand on these trash cans to actually get a good view of like what's in there. And there's just no doors here. I don't know. So the sidewalk actually changes from red brick to stone right when these stone barricades actually put up. I don't know why they did that. I think it would have been a lot easier if they kind of just kept on doing the same texture, but I think they were thinking about putting red bricks, but then decided not to do that. The thing is, they didn't do the same thing for here. It's all the same texture. All right. Let's move on to C2. I'm doing it wrong. C2, M1, highway. So, next little point of interest, you can say it's a little bit of a weird thing, but it's also just for a spawning mechanic in the game, is that there's just an outhouse out here for no reason. There's no other place or building or anything like that just around this area for it to be actually usable, because you know it is a actual outhouse. So you know when we saw those wires back in Dead Center and I said, oh, why didn't they just let it continue? Why did they just end it off like that? Well, these wires actually continue on pretty far down all the way into the ground. They actually stop right there. I think there's a few more when it comes down to this place. I think there's like actually one over here. Yep, there it is. It actually continues to go down here. And it goes down even further. It looks like it was supposed to connect to something else. And then it does another like little arc right here. So, I mean, they're doing it from here, but they didn't do it for Dead Center. Or at the very least, they just haven't done it at any other point. But believe me, I am looking. But the thing is, I actually don't see any other tents that are just like the ones that I've seen. You know, it's like everything is just like actually just different. So in this door, I am in the storage place in chapter 2 of Dark Carnival. If I go through this door, it takes me to a section where it's just completely narrow and nothing else. Emptiness. Nothing here. There's nothing. You can probably think that this might be a little maintenance area for the game where you win the gnome, but there's nothing like that here. It's just a completely narrow hallway. All right, so of course this is more of the special affected spawning, but this is supposed to be a ride for, kids and whatnot. So you would think this place would be a little bit more decorated, but I actually like just flew into here and I'm like, whoa, am I in the back rooms or something? So what's coming up actually is something I really want to show off. So you have this way, which is the maintenance room, right? But if you go this way, it's blocked off. But if you keep on going with no clip, and you keep on going around here, there's like an arrow like right here. It makes me think that there is supposed to be like another way for the survivors to go. I think they ultimately cut this because it wasn't really too much of a good idea to like have the survivors go through a really long narrow passageway, because one charger can really decimate somebody. Or decimate a whole team, I mean. It's not going to decimate one person. It's going to decimate an entire team. Alright. I want to start this roller coaster. I don't know where the roller coaster is at, actually. Oh, it's over here. There's only one. Alright, I see you. I'm looking at you.
I hit it.
Where are you? Oh, you're gone. Oh, there he is. Wow, it zooms back here. Because the thing is, I think we looked up here and there's nothing here.
Screw it.
So
Run.
I think that just disappears, and this roller coaster actually spawns. So this little item right here, actually, I'm pretty sure it's just pitch black because, if you look at it from far away, it kind of makes sense. But like when I get close to it, actual pitch blackness. I can look at it like this. It's just there's no color to this item. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's like, as far as I know, I think it's supposed to be a ride. I really do love that this light is just shining onto this tent. Like, it's just showcasing, hey, this is what a tent looks like or something. It's just like, you got the tables here that are just so symmetrical and nothing else. You got the good old safety checklist to inform the uninformed, and that's about it. There's like nothing else in here. It's just here. It's just like there's like no beds or anything, no instruments to help people. It's like I don't even know what this tent is for. This one's more of a safety hazard than anything else, and it's gonna be the only thing, because this is the only thing I can think of or see around this area, is that there's no railing right here. So if someone could just like completely just fall off the edge here, and then you'll get a lawsuit.
Alright, so we are halfway done with the campaign, and I just want to show you what the list is going to be like. So we got the top 5 odd things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all that. Very beautiful, very good. I know, I'm a very good decorational list. That's not a word. But yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, we are going to take all the interesting things that we have found in this video, and we are going to put the top 5 stuff on around here. And we are going to see what the top one is going to be for me. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And with that, let's get right back into the campaigns.
You might be wondering where we're at right now. Well, believe it or not, we are actually in Swamp Fever, the first chapter, and we are just in the middle of the road. There's no other thing except for this utility pole, and that's about it. We have a little empty field over here of nothingness. This would be better for me if, I can add... Okay, that scared me. Okay. Hey, fun fact, I did not have God mode on, so that was completely my fault. I really do like this long stretch of road here. Also, the fact that the train tracks just doesn't exist. I don't know if it exists at the bottom here, actually. I want to see this real quick. I think you can, like, look at this, too. I think you can, like, actually, like, look out and see that the fact that the rail actually stops from here. I really love how in Swamp Fever, like, most of these forests are just completely flat. There's no tall grass or anything. You get the bushes every so often, but, it's just a little flat land. I think a lot of the stuff that Swamp Fever is going to give us is going to be a lot of landscape oddities, and that's about it, because, you got this going on, which is just, like, it looks completely man-made. So this is a little weird thing here. I just stumbled upon it. It's like it's a perfect square hole, and I really don't know the reason why they did this, because there's another hole over here as well, and another one over here. Also, I want to try something. This is, let me no clip in. This is, like, completely in the bounds of the map. So I would go over here, the train's you might think the train's blocking it off, but the thing is you can just walk right around this and really just jump up and like really see, hey, I can see that little strip of land right there. Some of these houses are kind of weird to me because like you walk in here and there's just a cupboard and some shelves and that's it. You got a chair here and whatever this is, I kind of forget what those are called. You got some trash bags and that's it. It's just there's just not a lot of stuff going on here. So out there in the distance, there's like an actual just bridge, just existing. And what I can see, as far as I know, it's just like a little bit of just barren wasteland. I'm gonna fly over there for a bit. I just want to look at it for just a moment. But yeah, it really does look like this was not needed. Can't walk on it, but that's okay. But like, just like looking at this, it's just weird like to add a bridge here. By the way, this bridge doesn't even flush into this. There's no steps going down to it. It's just it feels like they just plopped it down and then they just said, "Yep, good enough." I am in the corner of the map of chapter 3, and all I see is water and fog. That's all I see. But it's kind of explains why. Like when I played this game for the first time, I played it on a really slow computer. I think this is why I would have frame rate issues around this chapter, just because the amount of water that is just here, which I don't think it would actually make a difference, but still, it was just like this is a lot. I don't know if it's because that if I go this way, it's gonna have like the safe room, I believe. But then again, they could have just cut this entire segment out, because they cut a segment out here, but they didn't for here. I actually want to talk about these houses as well. It's like, I don't know what these are actually used for, because it's just small little rooms of nothing. Just blow. Wait a minute. He just appears out of nowhere. I was thinking he was going to actually sail this way, and then that just blew up. Okay.
One man cheeseburger apocalypse.
All right, starting off with hard rain, we are here at a dock that is pretty much going to nowhere. Yeah, so this dock is basically just existing. Doesn't really have any pathway or building that would actually be used for said dock. One can actually theorize that it's supposed to be for this building, but the thing is, it's completely walled off, so it's not going to have any use of it whatsoever. I do believe, like, if this wall had some sort of gate right here, then definitely it would be used, and it would make sense, but in this day and age, nothing makes sense in this place. I love how this road just completely ends right here. It's like I can actually just walk up to here and be like, yeah, there's yeah, the road kind of ends here. I also really love how this map actually just goes by, you know, we just do a little blockage right here with some fencing and some tree shrubbery, which I don't really see this would be the best way to barricade a way out. I would say a better barricade would be like a car wreck. You know, the one we see on the other end there. Let's go ahead, not that. Let's go ahead and no-clip. Because if I just no-clip and just peer out there, you know, back up a little bit or, you know, just do a little bit of these, I can definitely tell that the bush or the street actually ends where the bushes are. I find this house really awkward in a way where it's completely, how should I say, completely burnt. But not all the way burnt to the ground. It was like a small partial fire, and I look into here to see, like, okay, what actually burnt this place? Because, you know, you see the wood, it looks kind of charred. Unless that's supposed to be, like, the, just the standard wood texture. And I'm, like, looking around to see, like, okay, what would cause this fire? Because I was thinking it would be a kitchen fire. But the kitchen's all the way over here, so I don't think it would be a kitchen fire. So I never really understood why there was a bunch of debris just on the side of the road when you're going through here normally. I just see this and I kind of just say, okay, whatever, and just move on with my day. But it's like this kind of debris is like actual concrete. And I don't think I've seen any like roads actually being broken or anything that resembles like concrete actually being smashed in for you know, people to, you know, like, when it comes down to construction or demolition. It doesn't, I don't know,
Shit,
it
it's
doesn't
starting to
look,
rain.
it doesn't look right. I love how this washer box is like floating off of the ground as well. you know, and also that one too. But the thing is, when you're like when you're up here, you wouldn't really be able to tell. But yeah. What I found really interesting actually is like if you actually fly out of here and look through all this, you can actually see the items floating, and this is from the previous map. For whatever reason, they decided to save these items. I usually think when it comes down to the map loading and unloading that they take everything like the items away because we're never gonna get to here. We're never gonna get to these items, but they're still here, you know, just chilling out. There's no parking spaces here. It's like
We can
completely,
get down through here.
it's just complete grass, and that is it. You know, you got the decal up there, or well, not decal, but you got the sign up here signifying that, hey, this is a business. I'm not gonna make too much of a comment when it comes down to the interior and why this is so empty because, you know, it's abandoned. I think the entire abandoned factory gives off a sort of vibe. That one vibe where nature is retaking civilization in a way. You know, you see these trees just actually growing inside the warehouse, and the roof is coming apart with the rain coming in. Now, I don't have a lot of business experience, so I don't really know what's going on here, but they have the Ducatel Sugar Company sign on this building, and if we fly all the way back, but if we go over here, they have the sign on here as well. I don't know if it's just trying to be clear to any people that are driving by that, hey, you know, we own this building as well. It's more like, you know, I feel like it's unneeded, but then again, I'm not too sure. I look into this building, and I don't even know what this would be used for
Let's get
in the
up here
first
and
place.
find it.
All I can think of is it was a construction site, and it never went through of the actual project, so it got canceled, and it was left like this. It looks like they built the entire, you know, outer shell of the building. I don't know why I said it like that, but they never really finalized the entire thing. So what I actually find interesting here is that since the road's closed, we can't go any further down there. And it looks like the wires are actually going out. So you might be thinking, oh, the wires are just floating. But no, there is another utility pole just chilling out right here. It's something that we would actually not be able to see. I don't know if I could disable fog, but I'm pretty sure I can, but I don't really know what the command is on that. So this is an open space that I don't know why it exists. There's actually nothing here of note. I could say it could be a parking spot if this was an actual gate and not like not a fence. But then again, I'm not too sure. It's just like it's accessible. There's a door here, so it kind of shows that, hey, you know, they can be out here for whatever reason. But there's actually just nothing here. It would actually make sense if there was a gate here, like I said, and there was a dumpster, like maybe it's just right over here. So, you know, the garbage truck can come in and pick up the trash and go on from there, but the dumpsters are right here, so it's kind of difficult for the garbage men to actually get that. Now, when it comes down to the return trips, there's not really too interesting because they're going to be using the same map. It's just the weather's going to change, and that's about it. I don't really think there's going to be anything different. So over here, I'm at the same spot again where I was talking about the dumpster being over there and whatnot. It looks like it's not even raining here, but if you look on the other side of this fence here, it is actually raining. Alright, thanks, Dad. Let's go ahead and go all the way out here. And let's just see Virgil spawn in. See what he does. Whoa. You see how he zoomed in like that? Or not, he zoomed over there. So he was spawning over here, but then came over here. Last main campaign, but mind you, we still have to go through Coldstream. This is gonna be the Parish. Wow, voice crack, I love it. So there's this like the one little place that I really do like, and it's this little plot here. I don't want to say land, but it's like a little slab of stone, and there's like no, there's just no balcony. What am I saying? No railings here. So I don't know much about architects, but to me, I don't think a ramp should have a drop off right here. And if you're trying to build a wall, I don't think it should have an incline. You know, I'm just saying. So this one's actually a really cool detail, just in my opinion. So you have all these bodies and all that, and you got these suitcases. They try to separate them in their belongings, you know, so they have all these suitcases here. And if you go over here, actually, turn the light on, some trash bags, and we got even more suitcases back here. But you also got a cart here for the soldiers to move the suitcases back over here because maybe over here was becoming a little too cluttered. So they actually try to get these out of the way. I'm gonna fly something
That's
real
it,
quick.
We're really here. We're on the
Oh, there's guys here. But see this arrow? I don't know if this is supposed to be an arrow or if it was something else. But yeah, it just exists. I think it disappears after a bit. Yep, it's gone. Okay. So this traffic light is just facing this way, which I've never really seen a traffic light just face in a way where like there's really no road coming this way. I mean, you have a road going this way, but like this is such a very awkward way to put a traffic light here. Albeit, let me tell you this, albeit you're not going to be able to see the road going this way, but still. I love the lone van that we have going on right here. It's like there's nothing else on this road going to the bridge. I mean, we do have that truck over there that is... Actually, it's not a truck, it's a trailer, and that's it. But other than that, it's just this van that's just chilling out. So we have a truck here that took the place from the van, or the van actually evolved into a truck. So we have that. Evolution is beautiful. All right, so now we are going to go to the cold stream, which is the last thing that we need to do. So mind you, Coldstream isn't canon, but it's part of the campaign stuff, so I'm picking it up.
ready.
But if I just fly through this, you know, these lads actually just spawned.
Tank.
Oh, he does. He actually does push the rock. He doesn't punch it, mind you. Okay, well, he punched that time. The thing is, what's really weird about these barrels is that these are biohazards. They're not flammable. Well, they're not labeled as flammable. But, like, when you shoot them... There it goes. It starts bursting into flames. Which I don't understand. It's just... It's a biohazard, not flammable. Okay. Well, even then, I don't know. Actually, no, it's not flammable. Let's say explosive. I think that's a better word for it. Look at him go. Look at him go. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. You can't just disappear like that and just be sitting here forever. I'm really just trying to like look around to see if there was like any weird stuff. I mean, we can go ahead and like see that all of this is just like a little bit of a flat land. There's not really a lot of trees around. But yeah, when it comes down to when it comes down to Coldstream doesn't really have a lot to work with. Kind of like when it comes down to stuff that are just being weird. But we are now done with all the campaigns. So now we are going to go back to the whiteboard and we're going to list out the top 5 odd things that we have found during our little adventure here. Alright, so we're back on the board. I have 5 things in my brain that I do want to share with you guys. It might not be the same of what you're thinking, but nonetheless, I will give you my top 5 odd things in Left 4 Dead 2. So when it comes down to the fifth one wasn't going to be too interesting, but you know, just a little detail that was missing, and that would be the phony elevator that you would find in Dead Center. I think this one is more of a, like, just an oversight on the developers' end, where they just did not put a control panel on this elevator, because more or less, you're not really going to be going in there in order to progress into the story. So it's mainly just a small little thing that was just forgotten. So number 4 is going to be the Sita tent in Dark Carnival, mainly because of the fact that it's so set up in a way with the symmetrical tables and nothing else, and with the spotlight shining onto the entranceway. It really makes me think that it's really a good place for a thumbnail or just a backdrop in general. And it's just so clean around that area too. It's because I don't see any bodies around it. I don't see any blood, dirt, or anything like a mess. It's just a really clean place for, you know, your picture needs. So if you're a photographer, you can just go over there and just take pictures on that. So this one, I don't really know what to call it. It's like I've been thinking about calling it weather pattern area, and this is going to be the hard rain place. You know, that one area I was talking about when it comes down to, oh, this is an open area behind a gas station for no reason. I was thinking about adding that in there, but then I was like, what about the weather patterns actually? Because the thing is, it was not raining at all, like in that area. And if you look out of the fence, you can actually just see the rain happen. I don't understand it, but I was like, you know what? That's kind of intriguing because one can say that, oh, maybe the rain doesn't reach that far and you can only see it on the other side of the fence. You know, that does happen. It's weird, but it does happen. So the next two are going to be very interesting to me, especially one, but two is also interesting to me because it makes me think that there was some sort of trigger that they put in where it's just they have it visually marked as well, and that is going to be the arrow that you see on the highway in the parish. I'm still trying to think of like what that arrow is because it just stays there for a good, I will say 5 seconds after the explosion, and then it just leaves. It's just gone. It makes me think that it's supposed to be some kind of trigger event. I wonder why there was just an arrow there. I don't know if there was something else, or maybe it was just an after effect that the developers never got rid of. Nonetheless, it's a little interesting to me, but there's a lot of speculation when it comes down to it. And like, to me, it is. I don't know what other people will say, and I don't know what's confirmed. And the top one, and you know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be. It's going to be the Tunnel of Love, possible alternative pathway. I don't know how I'm going to fit all that on there. And the thing is, this could have happened in the game. They could have actually let this happen, and you could have actually gone all the way around the tunnel. I think I said in the recording that it would probably be a little problematic because the tunnel itself is very narrow, and if you take that long pathway, then it could be a problem if a charger comes in or a tank comes in, and on the other end of the spectrum, it would be kind of boring to go through. So I think that's why they just opted into the maintenance room just being the one way to go, and that's it, because you'll at least have some sort of open room for either special infected or the survivors to work with. And I'm talking more in versus mode. So I think alternative pathway is probably the most interesting thing I found just because of that arrow that we've seen on the wall. And that is going to be it for the Left 4 Dead 2 odd stuff that is in the game. I may have missed a few things when it comes down to just looking around throughout the maps. The thing is, I looked through the maps like 3 times over, and I don't know. I couldn't find any more things that I thought it was actually going to be really interesting to share. If there's anything that you find is interesting or anything out of place in that game, please let me know in the comments. I would love to read that. I want to see what you guys find. But in any case, next video, I have no idea, and I love it that way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.